Welcome to the Digital Literacy Professional Learning video series hosted by Science East. I'm Rebecca and I'm one of the educators at the center. At any point during the series, if you have a question, comment, or concern, feel free to reach out to one of us and have a conversation. You can find all of our contact information on the website at scienceeast.mb.ca. Before we get started, I want to talk a little bit about how we're defining digital literacy. We're using digital literacy to encompass all digital skills. So this includes technical skills on a wide variety of robotics, digital art, and coding, as well as the ability to critically analyze what students are consuming and what we're consuming and how we should interact with that. Before you go any further, I want you to ask yourself three main questions. The first is, are you teaching digital literacy cross-curricularly or as an independent subject? 2, are your students consumers or producers of technology? And 3, what 21st century skills do you want your students leaving your classroom with? We often assume that our students are already digitally literate because they've grown up with technology. However, studies are showing that the students that have grown up with technology are actually less digitally literate because they're not being explicitly taught how to use technology, why they should use technology, and how to be producers and not consumers. We often assume that our students are already digitally literate because they've grown up with technology. However, studies are showing that this is often not the case. Not only are students often not having critical conversations with members of their household, but they're also lacking some technical skills when placed in front of traditional computers as opposed to touchscreens. Keyboarding, mouse skills, typing skills, and understanding their data often seem to be lacking, especially as students enter their first year of university. 84% of jobs in Canada today require some use of a computer. This is why it's increasingly important to make sure that all of your students have equal access and opportunity to learn both these technical and critical digital literacy skills. You may be asking yourself why you should focus on this year with everything else going on. And the answer is because it's easy. Digital literacy can be incorporated into your well-established activities and routines that you've already implemented in your classroom. This video series will show you how you can implement digital literacy activities into math, literacy, art, phys ed, exploration time, free time, and choice centers. We will then talk about how you can make sure that you're providing equal access to all groups in your class and how to find resources online to help you. Before we do that though, I want to talk about the 5 skills that Science East is focusing on in digital literacy. These are computational thinking, resilience, innovation, cooperation and communication, and digital citizenship. Computational thinking is taking a large goal and breaking it down into smaller steps. For example, if you're going to make a sandwich, that's your goal, and you have to think about all of the steps that you need to do in order to get there. You have to find your 2 slices of bread, get your bacon, your lettuce, your tomato, you have to slice your tomato, you have to cook your bacon, which is a whole other set of steps. If you were to teach a robot how to make a sandwich, you would have to detail these steps in sequence because robots will take us literally and we have to communicate properly. The second skill is resilience, and this is being comfortable with failure. This is teaching your students how to handle frustration, to be okay when to fail, and to be proud of other people's success. The third skill is innovation, and this goes back to a question I asked at the beginning of the video. Are your students consumers or producers? Producers of technology tend to critically analyze the technology that they are also consuming. Being a producer allows you to understand what's going on behind the scenes, how to protect yourself, and how to contribute to it. The fourth skill is cooperation and communication. This global competency is increasingly important for all aspects of life. It teaches students how to talk to each other, respond to each other, and collaborate on ideas. The final skill is digital citizenship. Increasingly, the online world is becoming just as important and prevalent in our lives and our students' lives as the physical world. But the social norms and behaviors are still being constructed. What kind of students do we want to send into these digital worlds? What norms and values do we want to send them in with? What does it mean to be fair online? What does it mean to behave appropriately? Keep watching the videos for ideas on how to incorporate activities into your classroom to teach your students these 5 skills within digital literacy.